of loved video games. Always really kind of love video games. They're like kind of my bread and butter. I do them all the time. But like the start of video games for me, like it was with my Uncle Pete and definitely like on Super Nintendo. But then also like one of the earliest memories I have is Daniel actually going to your house. Okay. I remember going to your house to pick up BJ for the summer, right? So we're down there to pick up BJ, and y'all have the Sega Genesis, right? Like the cool, black, sleek, rounded edges. I mean, that thing just phenomenal, masterful gaming system. Oh man, so cool. And y'all had Sonic right there, the Sonic cartridge ready to go, ready to play. And I remember you and Lorio were like, go ahead and play. And I was so pumped because I had never touched this thing, never played it, only heard about the Sega. Got on there, the 3-button system, ABC. Man, it was just such a unique experience. So cool. Everything was sleek and black and just totally like you felt like a ninja playing this thing.
Did you have to do this?
Always. I mean, it was cartridges, bro. Like that was the world of blowing into the cartridges to reset it, man. And what's funny is if you look on the back of every single one of those cartridges, what does it say? Do not blow into the cartridge. Oh man. But like that was Sega Genesis, that was a huge hit for me. And really that ended up becoming the first real console I can remember having. Was a Sega Genesis. It was so cool. I even had the Sega Channel. So like, do you remember? Do you remember the Sega Channel, Bobby?
I do.
That thing was so stinking fun. Daniel, so do you? Yeah. Oh, it was awesome, man. Dude, it was so cool. You could take a cable, like your cable hookup, and hook it into the back of your Xbox or Xbox, Sega, into the back of your Sega, and it would allow you to like, it was basically early days of Xbox Game Pass. You would have a collection of games that you could play, and every 2 weeks they'd rotate them out.
And you used the what?
Yeah, dude. And it was all connected to your cable. It was so much fun, man. It was awesome.
It was free, wasn't it?
No, it was not free. I remember mom paid like $30 a month for that, and I only had it for like 6 months because we were poor. We could never really afford it.
I only played it at people's houses. I never actually had it. So
I think she got it. I think she got it as a free add-on for like buying cable one time, but I loved it. It was so much fun.
Channel.
Oh, man, it makes me feel like I missed out on like.
You did.
You did miss out on some stuff. What was your jam? You don't remember your Sega? I remember playing your Sega.
I remember the Sega. I don't remember the games on the Sega.
What games do you remember? Like what system do you remember?
The first console that I really remember was the PlayStation 2. I mean, I played the PlayStation 1, but like a lot of the games from the PlayStation 1 aren't there. But like the biggest thing and like my whole entire like draw to gaming was the PlayStation 2. Gloria got one for Christmas, and I didn't get one. But so that made me very mad.
Ouch.
But I remember BJ had came down back when he had that little white Grand Dam with the big speakers in the back.
I remember that car.
He came down, and somehow I convinced him to let me play Grand Theft Auto Vice City on that console.
Oh, no.
Wow.
How old were you?
I don't know. I was younger than 10. I was like...
Bro, that has a Scarface scene in it with a chainsaw. How were you playing that at 6 or 7?
And I was on BJ's account. So he had all the like cheat codes. He had all the weapons in there. You're switching through. You get a machine gun. You get a pistol. You get a dildo. You get a golf club. You know, all
Let it be known that Billy is a bad brother. He is an irresponsible older brother. And both of his brothers will attest to it.
That's true facts. And then I remember I got Lara Croft. What's the game for Lara Croft?
Oh, Tomb Raider. Baby.
I got a Tomb Raider game.
Yes, sir.
And that game was like, it was like an addiction. It was like such a good game. But I think the reason that game did that to me was because the very first part, all I remember was starting in a parking lot with police cars. And I had no idea how to get out. And I spent hours and hours and hours trying to figure out how to get out of this parking lot.
How is it we never gave up on video games back then?
If that happened to me now, that happened to me in Dark Souls. That happened to me in not Skyrim, but the one before that. What was that game?
Dark Souls?
No.
Elden Ring? Wait, no, that's the
No,
newest
you're
one.
going the wrong
You guys
way.
are talking
I know,
about games
sorry.
that I could never get into. I couldn't get into those types of games.
Wait, no, Bobby.
Right before Skyrim was a game.
Oblivion?
Oblivion. In Oblivion, you start out
Nerds.
in a dungeon, and it was terrible. And the same thing in Dark Souls. You start out in a dungeon, and the first thing you got to fight is a rat or something like that, and it's terrible. And I just gave up. But like when I was a kid, I would have never gave up. I would have kept going until I figured out how to get out.
We ain't got time for that anymore. We ain't got time to grind.
I don't have the patience for that. And nor did I when I was younger. So what was your first system, Josh?
We had a Super Nintendo as a family, but Sega Genesis was the first system I ever got like as my own.
And Daniel, yours was PlayStation 2 that you can remember. Like
I can
yours.
remember the PlayStation 1, but it wasn't mine. Neither was the PlayStation 2. That was Loria's.
Bobby, didn't you have like the weirdest Sega system? Like I had the Genesis and there was a Dreamcast and stuff, but you had something.
I had the redheaded stepchild of Sega. I had the Goodwill of disc games, the Sega Saturn. And it wasn't a bad game. It just didn't catch on like it was the very first disc game from what I can remember. So the
Sega Saturn.
It was a regular size CD, just like the PlayStation, just like Dreamcast was like those miniature discs or whatever. And I didn't ever have that game, but before that, like that was my first brand new game. It was a Christmas morning type gift. But before that, I had I had an Atari. Granted, it was used, but then I also had the OG Nintendo, and I had like the track and field. But yeah, I had the redheaded stepchild of Sega Genesis games. But I couldn't get into your guys' types of games. Mine were all sports. There was a game on the Sega Saturn called A Stall. If anybody's ever actually heard of that, I'd be surprised. But it was like a knockoff. It was the Goodwill Sonic the Hedgehog.
Was he green with little bumps?
No, he was purple. Like almost like what was that? Okay, it was it was like if Sonic and what's that? Crash Bandicoot.
Bro, I knew you were gonna say Crash. I almost said it first.
Crash Bandicoot it would be like their kid if they made a baby together.
Creepy.
A stall. But yeah, I had but speaking of video games, Daniel, you've never heard this story, so this is going to be perfect because Joshua has an addictive personality. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Not only does he have an addictive personality.
I come from a family. Let's just say, you
Okay.
You're from that same family.
I hated watching people play video games, right? But I don't know. I honestly don't even know why I did it for that long, but I go to Josh's house, and down in Josh's old basement, it got dark as crap, right? All the lights are out.
Perfect environment.
Except for in the far back corner, he had that little TV. Well, it was average size. It was probably 32-inch, if that. He is playing, was it Splinter Cell?
That's right, baby.
Is that what it was?
Splinter Cell.
On the PlayStation 2? And this, I guess the object, I don't even know the object of the game. I just know that while I was watching I watched him shoot out
conspiracy, lights, baby,
out of like the city lights and the alley lights and stuff like that. That's what I watched him do for I probably watched him play for maybe an hour and a half tops, but he was down there probably 6+ hours playing this game.
In the dark?
In the dark.
Shooting out lights, right?
That game is hard.
Oh, I love that game.
It's kind of creepy.
It gets
Love
better.
that game.
It gets better. This is creepy. This is creepy. This is stage 5 creepy right here, right?
I
Josh,
have to admit, I'm a little embarrassed by this one. I gotta admit.
Josh finally ends up deciding to take a break from this video game, right? So we go upstairs.
Gotta get refreshments and go to the bathroom, right?
Go get some tea, go get some chips, just stale ass Cheetos, whatever it was he was
Get
getting,
another
right?
strawberry shortcake roll.
This dude, we go upstairs, right? It's dark upstairs also. So no lights are on and the sun has gone completely down. So we go upstairs to his dining room at his old house. Or you know that you remember very vividly what his house looks like, right?
I know. Because you're asking me, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, like right there before the hallway starts, and that the table used to be there, and to the right was the closet with the mirror on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a light switch right there underneath their old rotary phone that they used to have there.
Okay. I think I even remember that phone.
Well, he's had tons of phones there. I used to go over there for long distance phone calls, talk to chicks. but anyway, I flip this light on, right? I flip the light onto the dining room that lights up the entire dining room and possibly even the kitchen, right? You know what this dude does? He literally does this number. Goes to shoot the light out with his bare ass hands, no gun. He's just so hooked on that game. Like, this is literally what's wrong with America's kids right now. He is the definition of that. This dude straight up air gunned to the light bulb because he thought it was going to get caught. Now, have you ever played a game long enough to say that you've had to react in such a way like that? Because I haven't.
Did you have a reflexive response?
I can't say that I've had a response like that at all.
I swear, I could have sworn that I looked at him and I was like, what in the hell was that? And he goes, don't tell nobody.
Thanks, Bobby. You told people. Come on, man.
Jesus. That was bizarre. But yeah, that was my interaction with Josh when he was first getting into games. It's sad.
That's how it is, huh, Bobby?
Yeah. I mean, any doctor would literally say, yeah, that's definitely a bad sign. I'm just
breaking the bro code. You're just gonna wrap me out like that.
I didn't tell your mom or anybody. It's not like
you told the public. It's gonna get to mom. I told
the plethora of YouTubers out there.
Yeah, I'm an adult now. Who cares? What are they gonna do? Ground me?
Probably. Video games have always been a big part of what I do.
Oh,
it's a good entertainment for me, and there's so many out there, and there's so many things. Y'all are talking about little disc, and it reminded me of the GameCube. One of my all-time favorite consoles ever was the GameCube.
Bro, OG Smash Bros, all that stuff.
Yeah, I never played the GameCube. That's one game I didn't play.
What's the original was like Super Smash Brothers All Stars or something like that?
Super Smash Bros. I think that was N64, wasn't it?
Super Smash All Stars. I can't remember.
Super Smash All Stars was a thing.
So much good stuff on the Dreamcast.
Yeah. But speaking of playing games, you know who's playing the perfect game right now?
Yeah.
Primal Beef Jerky.
Mm.
Primal Beef Jerky. I'm speechless right now. Not only has Primal stepped up the beef jerky game, right? They have stepped up their own game and brought in meat sticks, right? But before I get started on those, I want to get started on shouting out Bo and Devin over there at Primal. Okay. As of right now, if you head over to www.feedonprimal.com, right? You can use our code Chubby, lowercase words Chubby, at checkout and receive 15% off.
15% off. That's 15%. That's not just tax. That's tax and then some.
It's about 50-50 tax and then some, right? It's about 7.5% each.
Yeah.
So what Bo has done is not only given us this code, but yesterday he paid a visit to me and Daniel. Did he come to your house?
I didn't see him. I just
Oh,
found
you
the
didn't
box
see him?
outside.
I luckily saw him coming up because I heard a door shut and I heard that it was close. So I went over to go look and I see him walking up with a box and I'm like, it's like Santa Claus, right?
Mhm.
You guys are lucky that you live in Hutch when it comes to that front.
You could live
'Cause-
here too if you wanted to.
I feel
No, I
good.
can't. You got
I
to
do
take that
feel
up with the big guy upstairs, because so far he says I stay here.
Well, either way, if you stay here, you don't. I mean, Primal's going to be here for a long time, so
Well,
you're not
that's
missing
all
out
right.
too much.
That's all right. Because check it. Best part. Also, no, for real though. Use this Chubby code. Get 15% off. It's delicious. Go with bacon jalapeno. It's no doubt the best one.
And I did speak to Bo today, and I was kind of wanting to know what his insight was about the beef sticks, and he said that they're about a couple months out from actually putting them on the website. So I'm assuming they're still in testing mode, and then they're also working out their like their logo still. They still haven't finished that. But now, Josh, was your list correct? The beef sticks are above all for what you have.
Yeah, the
them?
beef sticks are phenomenal. Yeah.
So everything on this list is in correct order for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Daniel's
Bacon
was not.
jalapeno, original, cracked pepper, teriyaki, sweet and spicy, hot. No, I think I would move hot probably above teriyaki, but then beyond that, yeah, that's perfect.
But Daniel, yours is correct now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
That's all that matters. But to kind of show you guys what we have going, Bo, like I said, Bo came by. He gave us each yesterday he gave me a bag, one each of my two top favorite flavors of regular jerky, one being sweet and spicy, the other being peppered.
Oh.
And I'm snacking on the sweet and spicy. But he also brought us flavors of the beef sticks we have not yet tried. So the sweet and spicy is one I'm gonna crack open while we're talking here. Now, Daniel, what
so
did you say about
jealous.
this?
I have not eaten that one.
You haven't eaten that one, but you said you had the hot, right?
Currently eating the hot.
Well, last
Heather,
night
they're eating the beef sticks in front of me right now.
that's called
messed
love.
up. It's rude.
Yeah. But while we do talk about this and while we go on with our sports segment, I am going to snack on these. Bo, Devin, thank you for these.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
And he said that he's sending you guys yours, and then he said next week they will have their bacon jalapeno samples done. But what is your favorite flavor of beef stick so far, Daniel?
I've tried peppered and I've tried hot so far. Peppered is number one out of those two flavors. But it's hard. It's a hard choice.
Well, last night Jamie cracked open the package of hot, and I tried one of those, and I thought it was phenomenal. Jamie was a little bit of a wuss. Jamie is my wife, by the way. She's a wuss, and she said it was too peppery. I was kind of shocked because I loved it. It was like perfect amounts of pepper for me.
Did you eat peppered or did you eat hot?
Peppered. The hot I haven't tried yet.
You said she opened hot, so I was just wanting to make sure.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, she opened the peppered, and that's the one that I did try. But I chilled one of each package, and I'm gonna snack on some sweet and spicy.
There you go. Get you some.
So your favorite is the peppered of the two so far, right?
Yep. I've ate hot. Oh wait, I tried original.
And that's
what we all tried original,
except for Daniel.
I didn't.
Daniel didn't get that.
Wait, guys, we all tried original in the first batch that we got.
Daniel didn't.
He didn't get to try any of the meat sticks the first round.
Well, now,
that sucks. Ouch.
No, what sucks is you said I'm not eating them and me eating them right now.
Hey, it's a hard life when you're the +1, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
but the +1 got his jerky first.
Only because you live in town, you jerk. Speaking of which, though, I did talk to Bo because I'm working on getting Primal moved over here to Missouri too. Because we're he and I, and actually he mentioned that they're working with other school, or they're trying to work with schools and other places to make this happen too. But we're going to actually partner with Bo as a fundraiser for our youth group and sell some beef jerky as a fundraiser. So should be pretty cool. help
Well-
pay for students get to camp, and also make sure people know the delicious taste of some Primal Jerky, baby, and get them buying their resupplies with that Chubby Buddies discount, 50% off.
Yeah. So at checkout, I highly suggest you just try all 6 flavors. That way you don't miss out.
That's right out of the gate. That's the best way to go. If you haven't tried anything, just buy a 6-pack, try all the flavors,
Use our
make your
code
own
Chubby.
list. Make your
And
own
use
list.
our own code Chubby, and it'll save you 50% off. Plus, at $50, you get free shipping. So you're not losing at all.
Yep. CHUBBY. Chubby.
All lowercase.
Lowercase.
But no, these sweet and spicy ones are fire. For flavor, though, I'm going to go peppered. Peppered is still number one above the 3 now that I've tried. The original I tried first, sweet and spicy, and peppered. So peppered's number 1 so far, sweet and spicy second, original's third.
Yeah, peppered is absolutely perfect.
Great flavor.
Made.
Perfect amounts of pepper.
Yeah, this is no better way to put it. It's perfectly made beef steak.
Hopefully you guys get that thing worked out with Bo and you, but like when they get these done, because these are going to blow your guys' church up.
It's so funny because Bo, we were talking and he said they were so close on the meat sticks, but they just hadn't quite gotten the mix just right. The flavors the way they want it. And I said, well, me and the guys on the podcast, we are happy to be your chubby test dummies and eat the beef sticks until you've got them just right. So I've got, hopefully he's going to be sending them. He's going to keep sending them our way to try out.
Well, you got your refill. Santa answered your one question for Christmas.
Santa loves me. What can I say?
All right, fellas, why don't we talk a little sports? If you've been watching this long, you've obviously realized that we are short one chubby buddy.
Oh,
Jordan had
the
other
chubbiest,
engagements.
the chubbiest of buddies.
Jordan did have other engagements. He wishes he could be here. We just he knew that we could take the slack and carry the game like he does by guessing players at random. But other than that, did you guys watch the national championship game?
I mean,
I did
you
not
stomach
watch the
it?
game.
I did not finish the game. No.
Why is that? Were you sickened?
At a certain point, when you're looking at a train wreck, you have to ask yourself, am I doing anything good for my soul by just watching somebody get humiliated over and over and over again?
Here's my question.
Or is it better to just turn it off?
Here's a better question.
I turned it off.
Did TCU's quarterback, did it help him or hurt him for his future into the NFL?
I mean, he made it there. And I think one game is never a determining factor. It can hurt, but I don't think it's a determining factor on whether or not he gets into the NFL. He'll get in. It's a question of how high will he get drafted now. And that bad of a blowout, it'll affect it.
Did you watch the press conference afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
Mm.
But the words out of his mouth kind of blew my mind because he said, we really wanted that one. I was like, what corner were you thinking you wanted that one? But
that was the TCU's quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just in tears. I mean, it was almost impossible for him to talk. I mean, when you lose a big game like that, like that's emotional for sure. It's the last time you'll ever suit up for that team. So that's the emotional part. But yeah, you did want it. But was he doing that before the game was over? That's my question. Like, because
third quarter only get you so far.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I seen the final scoring, and I just didn't understand how that was the championship game.
To get rallied like that, I don't know if it shows that a team should or shouldn't be there, but I will say that TCU was not ready for a team like Georgia. Nor do I think that they. I think they played decent against Michigan, but Michigan's running back was also out. So let's not forget that. But hopefully this doesn't ruin their chances at being ranked next year, because I think that they still have a pretty young team, TCU. But so, I mean, wish them all the luck, but I think for fans, I think that they would have rather seen a closer game, obviously. But
absolutely.
Everybody would have been upset if Alabama was in it, but they would have made the game more interesting, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. But it was right for Alabama not to be in it. Whether you agree with that or not.
Who did TCU play to get there?
Ohio's. Oh no, they beat Michigan to go to the national title game. But they lost to K-State in the Big 12 championship in overtime. Or was it double overtime?
TCU did?
Yeah.
They lost to K-State. So a lot of people think that USC should have been in their spot. And I even think USC would have given Georgia a better run at their money. But it is what it is. It's over.
Yep.
But crazy news in the NFL. Is it Hamlin? Hamlin, yeah. I mean, he's recovering, so that's good news. We haven't talked about it since the incident actually happened. So
yeah, very, very, crazy. Very scary situation.
Yeah, totally wild. You know, when a player goes down like that, it's terrifying. And yet at the same time, I was blown away at what came after. You know what I mean? Like
the support and all that.
Yeah. I mean, just seeing both teams drop to a knee, seeing, the
entire NFL rallied around.
Yeah. The entire, what feels like the world rally around him. I mean, what is it? Like 8 million has been raised towards his charity.
And he only wanted 2,500 for his goal.
It was a 2,500 GoFundMe. And now it's an $8 million charity that he's going to run. So ultimately, just, looking at all that and saying, hey, like God brought something really good out of this. And I just think it's amazing that kind of goodness still exists and that people rally and I don't know. It pushes me towards hope. And I love a good hope story. And I love feeling hopeful. I think it's important. So.
But the only thing that I was concerned with that they weren't ever talking about with that whole situation, and that kind of made me worried, because usually if something bad is happening in this area, they don't talk about it. And that was his brain activity. I was kind of worried that with them giving him CPR for 10 minutes, I was like, man, it must be bad if they're not talking about it. But
I saw stuff about it throughout.
Well, I'm saying it wasn't as popular as what they were talking about most. They were talking about, I hope he wakes up. I mean,
and there wasn't a whole lot of specifics,
right? And that's usually when you start to wonder, like, oh, I wonder what might be going on or what not might be going on. It was kind of.
I think the first update on it was when he woke up and the first thing that came out was, did we win? And that kind of let them know that, like, his brain is what it was before, because that's what he's worried about. And that's what he was worried about before.
He focused exactly on the same mission, the same everything.
Yeah. So I think that's what gave, like, the doctors
a lot of hope.
The hope completely all the way around. Like, once they knew that his brain was functioning correctly, I think that the doctors had all the hope that they could have.
The only thing that I was kind of like, that makes the NFL look bad is that they've never done this for any other people, like other player. And we've had numerous injuries. I mean, Ryan Shazier, that was a crazy injury. Like, I'm surprised they didn't stop it after that, because didn't he break his back? Or is like something like a vertebrae or something like that?
He did something like that. But
like, he didn't.
Not cardiac arrest.
Right. No. I'm saying, like, just the injuries, because to move a body, that takes what? 20, 30 minutes, if that, just to get somebody off the field. Like, that injury right there was career ending. This could have been career ending if he doesn't recover properly. But cardiac arrest, we all saw it happen, like him fall, like almost drop dead right there on the field. And that was crazy.
I mean, that's what he did. Yeah. That's what happened.
And that's the only thing that made it different, in my opinion, is that we didn't see somebody just drop. He was actually hitting somebody and then he just couldn't move.
Never got back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy literally died.
Got back up and then drop.
And then it makes me wonder like
Oof.
what they're going to do with injuries from now on, since this was such a touchy subject. Like everybody was pointing fingers about who's to blame for wanting to go on and stuff like that. Might have more time in between plays for next injuries is probably what I see.
Possibly. I mean, in most situations, there's an element to it of you're playing a game, you have to accept risk and injury. And so I think there's an element even to big injuries that guys understand. Like I'm thinking of like Alex Smith's injury. That was traumatic and terrifying. And yet him going off that field and getting carted off, you knew, hey, this game's got to keep going. Even though that's a traumatic injury, this game's got to keep going because that's the kind of injury that is possible when you play football. Not that you want it, not that you're trying to make it happen. In fact, you're usually trying to avoid that sort of thing. Right. But it's football. It can happen. A bad play can happen. A bad roll up can happen, and somebody can get injured. And so you recognize that there's risks that you take in football. And so in that situation, yeah, you move on. But I guess with DeMars, to me, really, we're for the first time facing a situation where a guy literally dropped dead on the field. And that brought the entire stadium face to face with mortality. And they had to watch dramatically as CPR was delivered, and they all had to recognize and essentially hold their breath, praying and hoping that this young man's heart was going to restart. And it was literally PTSD for every single person on the field, in the stadium, and watching on the screens. Because you don't expect that kind of injury here. Now, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it like this. Like, it is a completely different story than, say, like military or police or fire, something like that. And I will ground it on this logic and this logic alone, that it is a game for entertainment. Right. I understand in a war, in combat, in a police situation, in a fire situation, in an emergency situation, you don't have time to stop. You can't just quit because you've been traumatized, because that's exactly what happens in those situations. You get traumatized. But in this situation, in a game environment, what is supposed to be ultimately for entertainment purposes, like
it's not entertaining.
For all of us to experience trauma like that and then try to say, okay, let's shake it off and keep playing, that's just unrealistic.
Right.
So I would say, unless we have another death on the field, I don't imagine we're going to have to face something like this again for a while. I pray.
Still crazy.
And there's like,
it is crazy.
Like chances are like with everything included, the chances are so low that it happens in the first place.
Yeah.
Like it's like a 1 in a billion chance. Like,
well, did you see what is it exactly they said was going on? Was it actual issue that he had, or was it?
They don't know. They don't know that yet.
Well, there was a doctor.
They have to do studies. They got to do studies on to see if there's anything pre-existing. But as far as I know, it's like the hit happened at the exact right time to cause a cardiac arrest.
Yeah, it was like halfway through a heartbeat or something like that is what this doctor was talking. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so like the chances are just like so low. These guys go through physicals. They're all fit, healthy guys. Like there's so many things that say like the chances of this are going to be low. And the fact that it happened and like Josh said, we witnessed it live on TV, live in person. And this team who was standing right next to this guy just had to go through it. It makes sense that the game did not continue.
Right. I'm not saying it didn't, but I was just like, makes you wonder, like, do they think that they made the right call not to, or to continue all the other ones that they had? So my question is, are they going to delay games more now to be right versus wrong or what? That's the only thing that, because the NFL obviously was in the wrong for saying you got 5 minutes to warm up, but is it going to make them like have heavy feet about moving forward? So that was the only thing I was wondering. I was like,
The
maybe they'll think about it more.
The only real issue and controversy that I've really seen in all of this that I definitely kind of agree with is that a decision to make a change at all was done during the season. Like in general, there already was a policy in place that if you cancel a game, then seeding is based purely on win percentage, period. Right? So that is what matters, and that's what matters alone. The idea was moving forward, or conceptually, the idea would be they should have handled it that way, and then in the off season voted on how they would change it in the future.
Yeah, because who did it affect? It only affected the Bills.
Yeah, it really just kind of shot the Bills.
Yeah,
because the Chiefs kind of benefited from it. I mean,
yeah. So
we weren't necessarily,
and the Bengals were fine with whatever happened.
And the Chiefs didn't vote, by the way. They abstained.
The Hunt family decided not to vote.
Yeah, they weren't going to, because it's crap if they do. I mean, it would look bad.
Right. Because they're gonna, I mean, who's
truth be told, they probably should have just left it how it was, and it is what it is, and we move forward, and in the off season you vote and make something that fixes it.
Yeah, there was already a rule in place. The season already began.
But I don't know.
Doesn't change.
I don't know that rule was necessarily with the mindset of, oh, hey, somebody dies on the field, we got to stop a game.
Right.
You know,
not everything.
The context was definitely different than why the rule was designed, but it is there. So, that says something.
But hey, I'm glad he's doing okay, because he's all smiles now. Now I don't know anything about his exit time of the hospital, but it looks like
he's left Cincinnati.
Well, there we
go.
But
I think he's now doing extra testing in Buffalo.
That's fantastic.
Home. But hey, what now? I don't know if you guys. I'm assuming Josh did. Now, Daniel, did you watch the Chiefs game?
I did. I actually watched it at the show.
Where did Andy Reid? Did he have Falco on the field to call that play?
Absolutely. Falco was there, and he said, you should try scramble. Or actually, not him. It was his lineman. Said, you should try scrambling.
That was the most bizarre play I think I've probably ever seen anything in professional league run.
Bro, what I love is it just shows what the Chiefs are all about, baby. We are having fun. We are having fun,
it more.
And we are at our best. Let's go.
I 100% want to see it more. I want to see stuff like that.
Yep.
Like, why isn't it fun? Again, like you said earlier, it's entertainment. Yep. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. Do some circles and run around like stupid fucks and entertain me.
Hey, it's distraction.
It's
distraction. Let's go.
That's what I liked about the XFL. Like in the very beginning, like when they used to do that run out for the ball, and they used to wrestle for the ball to see who got the ball.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, no, that's how the XFL got started.
I remember that. Yeah.
Like
I think I remember that.
They would run from like the 50-yard line, or they would run to the 50-yard line, and between two people that you would choose, they would fight back and forth for the ball, and whoever got possession of the ball is who got the ball at the beginning of the game.
That's awesome.
Now, I don't know if they did it before both halves or just the beginning of the game, but that's how they used to start the XFL games.
Well, I'm sure whoever didn't get it at the first half or get it at the first got it at the second half.
Yeah, so. But there was one guy that he never lost. I think they called it the Rumble.
Do you guys remember my favorite player from first generation XFL? He Hate Me.
He Hate Me?
You don't remember him? He used to have He Hate Me on the back of his jersey. Yeah, he was cool. He was a receiver. He had hands, man.
Either way,
I had no idea what the XFL's first launch was. Never, don't remember it.
I don't know what year it was, but it was way back. And they literally started every game with it was almost like the Oklahoma type drill where two guys would start on a line, only they weren't tackling each other. But they could push each other. They could push each other away from the ball and literally try fighting for the ball.
Maybe they would start right next to each other?
Yeah, and they would run 20,
and they
30
run
yards
for
to the
20, 30
ball
yards to the
to
ball.
try to jump on the
They
ball.
didn't run
Shoving
towards
each other,
They
trying to-
run
No,
with each other.
with each other.
parallel. Yeah, next
That's
to each other.
amazing.
So
Yeah, you
there's like
should
shoving
YouTube
and
it
stuff
sometime.
like that and trying to get to the ball. And
Oh,
whoever
we
gets
think
to the
Tyreek
ball
Hill.
first.
Let's give Tyreek Hill. Give Tyreek Hill right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's
love
the thing though. Like you don't necessarily want your fastest guy. You want somebody who could also push people off of. Like you got wider. Like if Torrey Holt was going against Tyreek Hill's going to beat him in speed, but Torrey Holt's going to beat him in strength. He's going
if
to
he
toss
gets
that
to
dude
push
off.
him, once he takes
But
off,
once you
gotta
take
catch him.
a step, you could touch him and push him off guard. Like
Mhm.
Torrey Holt's going to toss that dude.
So,
But no, I agree.
sports.
What? Yeah.
Sports. Different sport. But Daniel, you want to talk a little bit about the show that we were at this weekend?
Well, here, wait till we get to the
are we not there yet?
that promo. Yeah, let's
Well, what do you
finish
got?
doing. Well, let's finish talking about the what was I have? Oh, I guess we can talk about that. Let's go.
I was going to say, let's go.
Let's run that XWE promo. So let's start it off with the actual show because I unfortunately wasn't there. These two were there. They were watching the show. They're in Leavenworth.
We weren't just watching the show. We were getting a shout out at the show. Your man, Daniel, face of the show. Go ahead. Tell them about it, Daniel.
No. I know. No.
Tell them what that experience was like.
The next time that happens and 200 people turn around to look at me, I 200? Better have somebody next to me.
Bro,
200?
Daniel is standing
Roughly.
there, back there at concessions, right? Just rocking his pink Nike or Adidas. I don't know. It's something hoodie. But the pink hoodie, and just vegged out. He is just here for the weekend chilling, right? Not planning on being in the spotlight at all.
No.
And the announcer asked him a couple of just random questions about the podcast, right? And then gets up middle of the ring and announces Chubby Buddies as one of the hosts. But I guess he doesn't know I'm there in the audience. So he only knows Daniel's there. So he turns and makes everybody look over and says, see that guy in the pink hoodie over there at concessions? That's Daniel. That's one of the members of the Chubby Buddies podcast.
Is it your brother Chris?
No.
I didn't know if he was still the announcer or not.
I think his name is
he does, but he wasn't there for this show.
I just
totally
turned
call out Daniel. And Daniel's just like, oh my God, nobody look at me at all, please.
And everyone's looking at me. I just turn around. I turned around.
So
you didn't wave? You didn't have stuff on your face,
nothing.
did you?
He didn't do anything. He's just put his hood up and turned around.
That's not me.
I'm terrible.
Here to make graphics. I ain't here to get in front of 200 people now.
Was there 200 people there? Or is he over exaggerating?
I think it was roughly 200 people.
They're pretty close. So we had a lot of people there.
Well,
it was a good crowd.
The face of the franchise, Daniel Simmons.
No, it was terrible, guys.
So how was the actual show itself, other than Daniel getting?
It was good. They had a lot of good matches.
Yeah, some really good ones. The 8-man tag match was really good.
Oh yeah, the main attractions were in that one. Dread Roberts was in that one. Gosh, there's a lot of good ones. The Empire was there all night. They had like a tag match.
They were just.
And then Gambino, Gambino fought. Well, I'll save that for the end because that was a title fight. Dang, man. No, the one match that I did like was Red. And who was his partner? Logan. Oh, Knight.
Man, that was great.
Red was running his mouth the whole time, and like literally the whole crowd started just chanting, "Shut up, Red! Shut up, Red!" It was so funny. It was great, and they ended up. I think B tossed him out, or something. I can't remember exactly how it played out. But Blade tossed him out, and then. They ended up doing his finisher with the Chance, I think was the guy that he was with, the young kid. he was good, dude. He had
real good.
some pep in him. I think he's pretty good. But that dude went up top while Blade did the bloodbath. And so they tandem took him down like with the.
I think
like,
that's Chance's finisher also.
Oh,
that
move
because
that was solid, man.
Like the
was
like front
cool
flip thing. I don't know 100%. So don't.
So like a front flip, like but takes the head with him.
Yeah, I think that's his finisher.
While Blade's also doing the bloodbath with him. It was so stinking cool.
Yeah,
so
he was nuts.
That one was amazing. And then Paradox. Paradox had that match. Paradox fought really well.
Paradox,
yeah, Ray Leon. Those two both put up a good fight.
Yep.
Gosh.
And for those listening, if you don't know these names, I highly suggest going to XW's Facebook page. It'll actually give you probably more information.
Better yet,
promos on there.
Better yet, go to an XWE show. You're going to see some of these wrestlers. Not all of these guys are locals, but several of them are. And man, they put on a great show. So if you can catch one of them. In fact, I think here in a couple of weeks, they're going to be in Salina at the 4-H building, right? January 21st.
4-H. And then the February 25th, they're also in Salina, followed by April 8th, their anniversary show, which is also in Salina, going back to Leavenworth, April 22nd. And Jordan doesn't work. What's up?
Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to ask because I didn't know that he wasn't working at that hotel anymore. I thought that he
just left. Yeah, he just left.
So did he quit it?
So they have another person taking his general manager role, and he is stepping to a general manager role at another hotel in the area.
Okay, well.
So,
yeah, that was new.
But XWE and the Leavenworth local are still partnered and having a blast together. Okay. But they did have two title fights that they did that were pretty good. Remington Roar defended his against Christian Temple, and that was a really good match.
Yeah,
Remington kept it because he's a beast and he always eats. Freaking eat or be with that guy. But the one that stole the show, in my opinion, was obviously the main title. And that was Gambino from the Empire. He fought Kuda from he's solo champion now, but that used to be Blade's partner from the Cursed. And he's so good, man. He puts on a great show. They had a good fight. Finally got their manager, Dick Richards. He finally got tossed from the match. And so Kuda started working him, and it was a great match. Kuda won, kept his title. It was a fun night. Had a ton of people there. Lots of crowd engagement. It was exactly the kind of like family friendly fun that you're looking for at a local wrestling match. It was solid. XWE for the win.
I do request next time that if you can get this, or I can try to get a hold of Billy, see if he can give us the numbers. That way we can shout them out, like how many people they ended up having at the show, type of crowds that they had.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, like we said, January 21st, they're in Salina, followed by February 25th, they'll be in Salina, and in April, and then followed back by that again at the Leavenworth show. So
April 22nd, Leavenworth. I'll be at that one for sure.
But why don't we talk about the playoffs of the NFL, fellas?
Oh, let's go.
Now, when we do this, right?
Playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs?
My question is, do you guys have any faith in my Cowboys?
I do. If you remember the last episode, I said Dolphins Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't deny. Cowboys already had a spot. The Dolphins were the ones playing this week for one.
I am less confident in the Cowboys than I used to be.
Because they got to play the Eagles, or because they got to play Tom Brady?
Because they got to play Tom Brady in game one.
What the Cowboys do in December and January, which is fall apart. Yay, now, America's team.
I would say that they fell apart in the last game. I honestly don't think they cared, but it's going to be hard for me to pick this game, but I'm going to pick it wisely. And before we actually get into the picks, I want to get your guys' input about who you think is going to be the offensive player of the year. Or rookie offensive player of the year. My bad. Or did we go with offense? Just offense.
You want to go offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah.
All right. I have my pick.
Now, are we going to go with what we want or what we actually think is going to happen?
I know who I think would get it.
Okay, go ahead. Let's give yours.
Let's see. Offensive rookie of the year. Hang on. I have my notes. Let me pull up my notes.
Daniel, you don't have an idea?
I do. I had to look up his name.
Who?
You want me to give it right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's going to be the Green Bay Packers receiver, Christian Watson.
Really?
Yeah, that dude has been phenomenal the last part of the season.
He's shown up. I mean, he's probably, that's his only, well, I guess he has two. He has, three total, but him and Lazard, is it Lazard that he has to throw to?
Oh, there's another rookie, too. There's actually two rookies over there.
I'm going to give mine.
Go ahead.
My vote is going to go to Rachaad White from the Bucks.
See, he has
played well. I had him in fantasy. He has just lit it up.
I know who I want to go, but there's always going to be that guarantee. Always going to be a guarantee. But I'm just going to make a guess, and I'm gonna go with I would say Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy has shown up to every game that he is needed to show up to, and he's done nothing but everything good for the 49ers.
Look, I will be the first one to say, yay, Purdy. Okay. But here's the problem. The case for Purdy can't be made over 4 to 5 games. Okay. And that's the thing. Rookie of the year has to be the year, not just.
I think he's number 2 on the all-time list right now, though. I think. Not guaranteed, but I think. Now, what about defensive rookie of the year?
This is unanimous. This better be unanimous.
It's not unanimous, I promise you.
Oh, my.
What's yours, Daniel?
Sauce Gardner.
Ugh, I knew it was going to be Sauce.
It has to.
Hey, where's his team?
Oh, on the bench or at home.
Where's his team in this bracket?
No,
I don't see
it. Doesn't matter. Playoffs don't matter.
I'm sorry. What's the purpose of the NFL? What's the purpose of the season?
When you're talking about rewards, though, it's only regular season rewards.
You're correct, but
obviously, when do they give the award out?
The defensive player of the year, the defensive rookie of the year, you would think would have a more positive impact to at least get his team to the playoffs.
That's the best defensive player of the whole league this year. So
I disagree.
Who do you think?
But my suggestion is hypocritical because I am also suggesting a team that is not in the playoffs.
Is yours from the Lions by chance?
Yes, defensive rookie of the year, Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions.
See, I'm going to go with the same team, but not the same player.
Don't say
James Houston.
You're going to go Houston? Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Let's give it to them as a tie, right? Let's let them tandem it.
Because I'll tell you what.
Freaking
arm wrestle for the spot.
I got $5 that says you're both wrong. I have $5 that I got $5 that is Gardner. Let's do it.
I ain't bet for that. That's
so. This is a family-friendly podcast. We don't promote gambling.
Now I'm gonna give you my answer.
He says family-friendly as we have to count the F-bombs and GDs for grandma.
Yeah. Shout out to Throckdaddy.
Yeah,
but no, I want to start.
Surprisingly, a lot fewer GDs and F-bombs without him. It's crazy.
Yeah. But I'm going to give the first one for this next award, and that is Coach of the Year. And I'm going to say this because I think not only does he deserve it, but I think he's underappreciated, highly underappreciated. And that's Mr. Dan Campbell. I think he should be Coach of the Year. No other coach, in my opinion. Now, I do have a feeling that he's going to get screwed because the Eagles did what they did. But Dan Campbell, shout out to you, my friend. Joshua?
You're going to call me fanboyish for saying it, but I'm going to make the case. I think it should be Andy Reid. And I'll say why. Here's why. Number one, Andy Reid just helped the Chiefs get to their to tie for the best record season they've had ever. We've only had 2. This is our second 14-win season. On top of that, Andy also this year became the only NFL coach in NFL history to have more than 100 wins with more than one program. So to me, it's not just of the year, it's more like a legacy thing. But Andy Reid has had one of his best coaching years and has put up insane numbers. And I just say that man deserves it this year.
Daniel.
Mike McDaniels. All right. It's Mike McDaniels. 9-8. Five missing, 5 weeks with no number one quarterback. It's Mike McDaniels to the playoff, first time since 2016. Mike McDaniels is the funniest coach in the league. Mike McDaniels is the best coach in the league. Mike McDaniels is the best looking coach in the league. It's Mike McDaniels.
Have you talked to the girls? Because they're more fans of the Packers coach.
No, really?
Yeah, dude. Matt LaFleur. No, Matt LaFleur.
They're like friends. Those two are like super good friends, Mike McDaniels and Matt LaFleur.
But truly, all the girls are really obsessing over Joe Burrow. That's where it's at.
I thought it was the damn Niners coach, or no, the
on the record
Rams coach.
That is Mike LaFleur for the Green Bay.
No, Matt LaFleur is Green Bay. Not Peyton.
McVay.
Yeah, McVay. Sean McVay.
That's who I thought it was.
I mean, sure, but
it's definitely Mike McDaniels. Just look at him.
On record, I want everybody to know that I did not go fanboyish and pick my team's coach because I've got no faith in him at all.
I gave a valid reason for mine. And besides, yours is going to be like Sean Payton next year anyways.
I gave 5 valid reasons. All right? Let's be honest.
Last award that I think is probably one of the most important. MVP.
Let's go.
I'll go ahead and give mine since
Let me go first.
Everybody knows yours. We know yours.
I know.
Daniel knows.
But I want to give the stats. I want to give the numbers.
Which one? The touchdown record, or the touchdown numbers, the yards, or what?
All of it, right? Like, come on, man. What reason could you possibly make that it's not Patrick Mahomes for MVP?
I'm not. I was going to say it's Patrick. I was going to say it was Patrick Mahomes.
Let's go, Patty. Patrick Mahomes should be
by a long
MVP.
shot. I think it'll be.
It's going to be Jalen Hurts.
Run away with it. It should be Patrick.
It's Jalen.
He hasn't played the last 4 weeks.
Yards.
He doesn't have to. He still has more rushing yards than all the other quarterbacks combined.
Congratulations. He knows how to run.
Just as much passing yards as Patty Mahomes.
No, he does not.
He's like 600 less.
Close.
600 less.
Close.
Okay, at least and that's 600 less after missing 4 games, though. Quit. It's Jalen Hurts. Quit.
Dude, touchdowns? He doesn't have the touchdowns either.
He has 20. He has 20. Patrick Mahomes has 25, I do believe.
And that's 4 games less. Shut up. It's
he didn't play.
Jalen Hurts MVP.
I don't think he's getting it. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes just because he played the last 4 weeks.
This guy's biased and this guy's biased. He don't like Eagles.
I'm not a Chiefs fan.
But you don't like the Eagles.
I don't like the Eagles, but I still don't think he should get it. He didn't play the last 4 weeks.
You're biased more than anyone else. You're biased too.
No, but generally,
you're biased because you generally just love to make bad decisions. So obviously you can't be trusted here either.
If Tua didn't have 15 concussions this year, he would have probably won MVP.
You're a Dolphins fan. You're used to making bad choices.
You know who I want to get it?
I started my
one who I think actually deserves it. Like he came out of nowhere and shined.
Who?
Geno Smith.
Oh my God, bro. I would be so happy.
Geno, man. Comeback
it.
Story of the year for sure.
I think he showed his worth for sure.
Ooh, so let's talk about this playoff bracket.
So let's start with AFC because that's going to be easier that way. I can still think about it. You guys go ahead and start. Joshua.
All right. Right out of the gate, I am looking at the Bills and the Dolphins down at the bottom. Sorry, Dolphins, you're losing this one. Bills are going to take that. I'm calling the Bengals over the Ravens pretty easily. And then I think we're going to see the upset here. The Jaguars, I guess it's not officially an upset, but I do think the Jaguars are going to beat the Chargers. Actually, no, flip that. Chargers are going to beat the Jags because they want to play the Chiefs that bad.
Huh.
Will they play the Chiefs?
Yeah, because they'd be number 5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, Chiefs would play the lowest seed. If the Dolphins win, they'd play the Dolphins. If the Ravens win, they would play the Ravens.
Again, I projected the Dolphins losing. So
the Dolphins
in my projections, the Chargers play the Chiefs, and then I say, well, I'll keep going from there and basically just say Chiefs beat Chargers, Bills beat Bengals. It's a Bills Chiefs Super Bowl or Bills Chiefs AFC Championship. Chiefs head to the Super Bowl.
Daniel, we know
you
your
go.
Dolphins game.
You go.
Okay, well, I agree. Chargers beat Jags.
Really?
Bills beat the Ravens. Or
really?
Bengals beat the Ravens by a long shot.
Oh yeah, I think that's an easy one.
And the Bills, I think, win a close game against Miami.
Huh. All right. Well,
Chiefs Bills Super Bowl, and I say Bills to the Super Bowl. Chiefs Bills AFC Championship, Bills to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I am going to go with the Jaguars winning.
Okay.
I don't think the Chargers have it. I really, really don't think the Chargers can beat the Jaguars. I don't think so. Bengals, you're right. You're both right. Clear winner, Bengals over Ravens. And you're both wrong. The Dolphins beat the Bills one game. Almost beat them with a backup quarterback the second game. Dolphins to the championship.
So the Bills have won one and the Dolphins have won one.
So your AFC Championship game is Dolphins Chiefs?
The Bills played us.
Oh, no,
it wouldn't be Dolphins Chiefs.
Nope. It'd be Dolphins
Chiefs would be the next round. So do the Dolphins then beat the Chiefs?
So the Dolphins beat the Chiefs. And then the Dolphins beat the Bengals. And the Dolphins beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
Oh, gosh. Talk about wishful thinking.
Hey.
You're wishful drinking right there.
I don't judge, but let's go NFC side. Since he already told us who plays in the Super Bowl in the NFC, let's see what your picks are, Josh.
All right. So NFC side, I see San Francisco beating Seahawks. I see Minnesota beating the Giants. And I'm sorry, but I think the Bucs are going to pull off the sneaky win and beat the Cowboys. However, that will basically play out to where the Bucs play the Eagles, and the Eagles will beat the Bucs. That leaves the San Francisco 49ers playing the Vikings. I think the Vikings win that one. I think it'll be a close game, but the Vikings win it. And then ultimately, I think the Eagles beat the Vikings, and it's an Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl. Chiefs for the W.
Well,
I'll go second here for you, Bobby. Give you a little more time to think about that first game. I'm going with the Seahawks beating the Niners. I think Geno Smith can pull it off. I'm going with the Giants beating the Vikings. I think the Vikings have proven to be a fluke throughout this entire year. They keep messing up the big games every time it matters. The Giants beat the Vikings. And the hardest game to choose, the Cowboys versus the Bucs. The Cowboys are going to win it. And they're going to the Super Bowl. That's that.
Well, I don't bet. I've got 2 rules in the NFL. Do you remember what they are?
Nope. Don't bet against Belichick. Don't bet against Brady. Don't bet against Brady. What's the other one?
And I don't bet against the Cowboys.
Oh, don't bet against the Cowboys.
So for that one, I've got to go. Since I'm the fan, I'm going to go Cowboys beat Tampa. And I agree with Daniel. I think the Giants beat Minnesota. Close game, though. And I believe 49ers killed the Seattle Seahawks by at least 10. But Giants versus, what is that? Giants versus 49ers. And then Dallas versus Eagles. Dallas beats the Eagles to go on to the NFC Championship versus the 49ers, beating the Giants. And then Dallas then wins against the Bills in the Super Bowl. I would love for that to happen. But realistically, I'll be happy to see him go to the NFC Championship, to be honest.
I hope they
Wow.
do. I hope they do. I hope they're at least able to beat the Bucks, and then I'm wrong about that.
I
How
think
happy
that
would you
game,
be for a Chiefs Cowboys Super Bowl?
I'd be pretty happy for us.
We
I
would
just
have to
don't
do
think it's
a
gonna
live
happen.
watch.
Oh,
Like-
of course.
I think,
But by that logic, if the Dolphins end up playing the Chiefs, I feel like we're gonna have to do something with that, Daniel.
I think that Jordan said that he's coming here for the AFC Championship because he's superstitious, but it might have been the Super Bowl. That he thinks that if he's in
Oh, 'cause he was-
Leavenworth, they're gonna lose, but if he's in town, they're gonna win.
That's
I
He
don't
moved to
know.
Leavenworth the year the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl.
That's so
Something like
dumb.
that. Anyways, I think that the biggest game on this entire thing is the Cowboys. The Cowboys Bucks
No,
in the round
That's
one.
not the biggest. It's going to be either the biggest upset or going to be the biggest devastation.
Well,
one
I
of the
think
two.
that's the
In
biggest
round
mystery for people.
That game is like that game is the biggest wild
That
card
shapes a
matchup.
lot of how things go.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think the best game on this whole thing is going to be Bills Dolphins, to be honest. The closest game. I think it's going to be one like nail
I
biter
hope
of a
that's-
game.
I hope that's as good of a
That's-
game as a rivalry game should be between those two.
It's only going to be good if Tua can clear
The
concussion
49ers and Seahawks are
Mhm.
rivals too. So
protocol. Tua has
Yeah.
been able to clear concussion protocol, and then we won't know anything until Wednesday. So,
and he hadn't practiced since then. So
yeah, if he doesn't clear concussion protocol, the Bills are gonna walk away with the game. Our backup quarterbacks are both garbage.
but hopefully next week Jordan can give us his input after the divisional round happens. Or what round is that anyway? After the
card.
wild card round is done, hopefully Throck can give us his input. We already know who he's going to pick, so pretty simple there. But why don't we get into some more, a few more sports things, and then we'll move on. But did you guys see that the XFL dropped their schedule?
I did not see
Did not
that.
see
Oh,
that.
let's
They
go.
dropped their schedule for week
Hang on.
1 through 4
When are my Battlehawks playing? Let's go Battlehawks.
every week, and then
Yeah, I
they
don't
have a
remember what
playoff.
team I picked.
No, sorry. Yeah, who are they playing? What are they playing? Let's see here. Starting out against the Brahmas,
Who did
Mhm.
what team did I pick when we were talking
then
about
the
this?
Sea Dragons,
Can you see that all right?
then the Defenders.
I can see it. I just don't know which one I picked, and it's pissing me off.
I don't either, but I think the Defenders have probably the cleanest logo because it's
Battlehawks are my guys.
I think I
St.
went
Louis,
I
baby.
think I want Sea Dragons.
But no, XFL released this schedule and then also their playoff schedule for after this. So they'll have one playoff round, I guess, to go on to the championship game.
Oh, that
So
makes sense. So they'll do 4 teams.
Yeah.
To the playoffs.
kind of like college.
Yep.
So
Well, I mean, considering there's only 8 teams, half of
Yeah.
them go to the playoffs, 2 in the championship, 1's a winner. Let's go.
it'll be a short season, but it'll be
That's
at
all
least
right.
a hole filled for us football fans, I think.
You know what that
I
is? That is 6 more weeks of football, baby.
I honestly think that Dwayne Johnson is going to bring this sport up in what people call football season.
This
I think
league, I agree.
this league, I think it's just going to help football all around in general. And
I
it's going to
agree.
help people that don't get drafted in the NFL to become something to watch and then maybe go on to the NFL.
I played a little semi-pro, man. There is a deep, deep love at that level just for the game and staying active and in it. So
Damn, I'm pretty.
You're what?
Pretty.
You're
Look at me.
pretty. Well, unfortunately, Throckdaddy couldn't be here, as I said. And
tragic.
so there is no machine versus bench warmers. Meh. I don't have a button. I need to get a button for stuff like that, huh?
Wah, wah, wah.
But
I'm
we
on.
did decide to fill in this gap with a little game.
We're gonna have a little fun.
Why don't we play a little game called hey, do you just want to do our movie first, or do you want to do this first?
Well, whichever.
Let's do our movie. That way we can get it out of the way.
Okay. All right. Well, we won't
So
play
we
this
will go
game
back to
just
that.
yet. We're coming back
Josh,
to
do you
it.
want to go first? Josh and I, every week, we give each other 3 clues, and we try to guess the movie before the third clue is over with. So we get a guess, 1 guess for the first clue, 2 guesses for the second, and 3 for the third. And we just see who gives it best. Josh, you want to go first?
Yes. This movie is a supernatural movie.
Supernatural.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So the first one is this movie is about dead people.
Dead people.
There's your first
right.
clue right there.
Dead people.
Yep. If you guys are listening in, give us your clues, give us your answers in the comments, stuff like that. Let us know what you think.
Dead
See if you can guess
people.
it before Bobby.
Let's go with Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies. Nope, not that movie. That is a good movie though.
I thought it
Those
was pretty good.
zombies.
I'm not a big zombie movie fan, and that it
It's a
really
cool
actually
story. It's a
that
cute
and
little
my
story.
favorite zombie movie of all time is World War Z, hands down.
That's a good one. So it is
clue.
not
Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies. So next clue, so you'll get 2 guesses on this one, is haunting. So, yep.
Haunting.
Yep. So the person is being haunted.
Frightened Ears.
Say that again?
Frightened Ears with
Frightened Ears?
with the dude from Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox.
No, it is not Frightened Ears.
Not Frightened Ears, and it has supernatural, dead people, haunting. I haven't seen many movies like this then. I'll just wild guess. Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Great guess. Not it. Love that movie. All right, last clue, and this should narrow it down pretty significantly. Pottery.
Ghost.
Nailed it. Was that a little too specific?
Well, it's iconic.
Too dead giveaway.
No pun intended. Yes.
Maybe I should have said whoopee.
Whoopee. Yeah, that's still probably giving it away.
That would have given it away, man.
But pottery probably was more, like you said, dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Well, you said it first, and I said no pun intended.
Certainly not intended, but we'll take it.
Are you ready for mine?
I am. Let's see if I can get it as well as you got mine.
My movie is a drama comedy.
A dramedy?
Is it a dramedy? Is that what they call it?
Dramedy.
A dramedy.
That's what they call it.
Ready for first clue?
I'm ready.
Rock and roll music.
Dewey Cox.
No, I've never even heard of that.
What?
Never heard of it.
You've absolutely heard of that. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Oh, the funny movie. I've never seen it, but I've never seen the movie, but I know what it is. They're paying tribute to a funny Johnny Cash version.
Yeah, it was a spinoff of Johnny Cash.
No, it is not that.
Okay.
Second clue. Rolling Stones magazine.
Rolling Stones. Almost Famous?
Ah.
Yeah.
I had two ways that I was going to go with this. Would you have got it if I gave you the clue? It was a quote, "Don't do drugs."
Not yet. No. That would have taken me longer.
Now what about
I would have went a different route.
Name of Stillwater?
No, wouldn't have got it with that either.
Okay, so I was
the Rolling Stone reference is what made me think.
What if I would have said that first?
Huh?
What if I would have said that first?
Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
Honestly, that would have probably that's the one of the few movies that I associate with the Rolling Stones.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
My cousin Heather actually told me to try to get you. I didn't know if you'd ever actually seen it. It's actually one of my favorite movies.
A long time ago. And I feel like we've talked about it a lot because you love that movie.
Did you know Jimmy Fallon's in that movie?
No. What?
Yeah, he's one of the he's not a groupie, but he's like one of the tag-alongs with the groupies.
Let the puppy dog in.
And I think he talks about it because like he thought that him and Kate Hudson were going to hit it off after the filming of the movie.
I'm sure everybody wants that to happen though.
It was Almost Famous. Are there any good movies that you've been streaming?
Oh man. Not so much movies, but a show that I'm watching right now. I'm watching Jack Ryan, the 3rd season of Jack Ryan. It's really good. I did watch something on HBO the other day. Oh, we watched Christmas time. We watched 8-Bit Christmas again, and that was so good.
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's such a good one, man. like I said, my love of video games is probably why I extra enjoyed that. But I especially love the way it ends, the twist ending at the end. I just think it's wholesome and it reminds me like what life's really about.
Yeah, other than video
Solid
games
stuff.
and
Yeah,
you
solid
shooting out
stuff.
light bulbs.
Well, as a kid who's had his fair share of obsession with screen time, that movie is a nice reminder of the value of family and just what Christmas is about.
It kind of reminded me of. Do you remember the movie? Had Ryan Reynolds in it where he's telling his daughter about how he met his wife or her mom. Just
Yes.
what was the name of that?
Oh,
It was a
come
good movie. It
on.
kind of reminded me of that. Just the way
Everybody, every something.
something, and just like that. Those no, it's definitely maybe.
Definitely, maybe. That's it.
Yep.
Definitely, maybe.
That, but that's what it
Absolutely.
kind of reminded me of. But I think that this was more of a touchy, like it got you in the feels a little bit more.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe at Christmas.
Ryan Reynolds makes great movies, and not just like his big blockbuster stuff too. Either one of my favorites of his is one that like honestly wasn't reviewed very well.
I have one that I hate.
It's called. This is probably the one you hate. That
Is it Buried?
It is Buried.
Oh my
I
God.
love Buried. It's so well done, man.
I actually
How can you hate that movie?
I'm not into that type of.
Well, nobody likes it. It's uncomfortable because you're claustrophobic the whole time. But it's so well done. It's so well written and so well acted. Like Ryan really went out of his way to act it really well. And sure, like there's parts to it that are unsatisfying, but at the end of the day, like it tells the experience exactly the way you expect it to.
You would hope.
I think it does.
But I just wasn't a fan of it because I think Ryan Reynolds is like one of those actors that, like, I think it showed like his talent maybe, but like for a personal like a personal experience, no, it wasn't for me. I mean, it was an okay movie. It just made me mad. I was like, this is stupid. It was kind of like, have you ever seen that movie Room? That messed me up, man. Like,
yeah, I've
so
heard of it. I've never watched it, but I know the plot to it. So yeah.
That movie messed me up because like you never know like what's happening like next door even, right?
Yeah.
But one movie that like for a while I questioned marriage, right? I questioned it. I was like, what? And when I found out that the person who wrote the book to this movie was married, I was like, I don't know how. Have you ever seen Gone Girl?
Yes.
How is she
man,
married
that
to a
movie is
man
messed
and
up,
he lays
dude.
next to her with no eyes open?
That's messed up.
Because if you have that type of like imagination for a book,
Ugh.
I couldn't trust it.
It's
Couldn't
disturbing.
trust it. Hey, why don't we get into our game?
Yeah, let's
What do you
play.
think?
This is going to be fun. So we're going to add some fun, y'all. Just a fun little element to kind of replace our time with Jordan. A little bit of fun with the nerd is what we're calling it. So it's called Movie Plots Badly Explained. So I'm going to give you guys.
How do we want to do this? So, like, do you want to have you read it and then he guess and then I guess?
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys. I'll keep track of your points, but I'm going to read it, and the first one to guess it correctly gets points, and you'll take turns back and forth guessing until one of you gets it right. If neither one of you can get it and you stall out, like there's just nobody can answer, we'll just go ahead and move on to the next one, and nobody will get the point.
So, like, if I go first, the first question, he'll go first. The second question.
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll guess one answer, and then if you don't get it, then the other person will get a chance to steal.
Okay.
And then just back and forth. Okay?
Dealio.
All right. So here we go. The first one is right here. Patrick Stewart sets up a school for dangerous adolescents where none of the teaching staff has any teaching qualifications.
Question.
Yes, Bobby.
Can we skip this one? Because that's unfair. That's a free point.
That is a free point. So we'll skip this one only because I had to show you guys what this thing looked like and it accidentally showed this one. So yes, we'll skip this one. The answer, of course, for those of you listening at home, the answer is X-Men. Okay, so
I got that right.
Now that you
Bobby stole my point.
Daniel, I'm going to let you go first on this one. Okay.
All right.
All right, here we go. Old man with balloons abducts a young boy after his wife leaves him, and there's a dog involved.
Up.
His guess is Up. That is correct. Well done, Daniel. That is a point for you,
easy.
sir. All right, Bobby, this one's coming to you. A large iceberg's peaceful, calm life comes to an abrupt end as the world's safest ship collides with it.
Titanic.
Titanic, that's correct.
Did you give us like the special ed question?
I mean, it starts out easy I didn't say they'd be super hard. I just
I've
said
never seen the movie Up.
That
by the
first
way.
one was actually like, if the way you worded it, like the first
well,
one.
because I said
really-
bald guy when
Right.
I first said it to y'all. All right, here we go. Two little guys, Daniel. Two little guys leave their
Is it
friend's
my turn?
hiking party.
Oh no,
Is
it's
it?
Daniel's. My bad.
Yeah. Two little guys leave their friend's hiking party and take a piece of unwanted jewelry to a volcano. Two little guys leave their friend's hiking party and take a piece of unwanted jewelry to a volcano.
I have no idea. My guess is Indiana Jones.
His guess is Indiana Jones. That is incorrect. Bobby, do you get a guess?
I have an idea because I think I just watched this for the first time,
Okay.
like probably a couple months ago.
Please get it wrong.
Let's hear it.
What was the name of it?
Please don't remember.
It's got Will Ferrell in it.
I'm listening.
Oh. Is it oh my god.
Journey to the Center of the Earth or whatever?
No. He wasn't in that
Or,
one, was he? That was The Rock.
Oh, yeah, that was The Rock. What's the other one like that he's Land of the Lost?
That's the one I was thinking it was.
Is that what you're thinking of, Land of the Lost? It's not
Yeah.
Land of the Lost. Daniel, what's
All
your guess?
Two little guys.
Two little guys leave their friends.
Two little guys leave their friend's hiking party and take a piece of unwanted jewelry to a volcano.
I have no idea. Let's go with The Lord of the Rings.
That is correct. It is the Lord of the Rings.
That is
Well
stupid.
done, sir.
That is so
Well
stupid.
done. All right. Let's see here. Bobby, this one's to you. That's 2 points for Daniel, 1 point for Bobby. This girl turns everything to ice, and you will never get that song out of your head. Please make it stop.
Frozen.
Frozen, that is correct.
Stop giving him easy ones. This is
2 to
bullshit.
2. Hey, I'm just reading them how they are. 2 to 2. Daniel, here it comes to you. A boy in England is told he is special and goes to a private school where he complains of headaches from an old scar and has an obnoxious amount of teen angst.
What is Harry Potter?
Oh, that is not what I thought it was.
That is correct. It is Harry Potter.
I've never seen one Harry Potter movie.
Okay. Next one. Bobby, this one, hang on. How many points do you have, Daniel?
It's
Three.
two to
Three
three.
to 2 to 3. Okay. Bobby, this one's to you. A girl plays a game on TV and kills all of the contestants except her boyfriend.
What? A girl plays a game.
On TV and kills all of the contestants except her boyfriend.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One? Incorrect. Daniel for the steal.
I know the movie. Just give me a second to get the name out. I can't remember what it's called.
Put your guesses in the chat, y'all. I'm sure y'all probably have this figured out. It's pretty easy.
It's super easy.
Ah, dang it.
That exasperated sigh.
John,
Somebody
dude,
clip
you
that.
better
baby.
not. You better
Somebody
not be Googling
clip
it.
that.
I'm not. My answer right here.
Somebody clip that exasperated
Ah,
because it is a beautiful sound.
ah, son of a bitch.
I want that as a sound machine for like when you text
It's
message.
the
just
movie
that-
where they come out of
Ah!
the ground. They start coming out of the ground like in those little pods, and they have to run.
Guess the movie, Daniel.
I have the movie.
Make
No,
a guess.
Say it.
Make a guess.
I don't remember.
There needs to be a timer.
No, there's no timer.
There needs to be.
Wah,
He's timing it. Daniel, put
wah.
your clicking finger in the air too.
I need an answer, dude.
What is
Saying Jeopardy. Just give
Hunger
me an answer.
Games?
You
Hunger
Googled that.
Games.
Oh, my hands were
Correct.
here.
It is the Hunger Games. That is correct. With the steal. Well done. Okay, Bobby, this one's to you. A man obsessed with being evil decides to adopt 3 little girls and raise them with the help of his Twinkie helpers.
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me. You are correct, sir. Well done.
Is there any chance for me to come back? Because I have to get
Yeah,
another one right
because
this time.
you're still down by points, so I'm going to give you the next question as well.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
and then because there's still like 3, there's still 2 left. So
you
you'll
have
get
the
one of
chance for
them.
me to mess up. That's bullshit.
All right, fine. I'll give it to you, Daniel.
Yeah.
A fairy gets her wings chopped off and sulks about it for years, goes on a rampage, and regrets a lot at the end. Go ahead, Daniel.
Fuck. A fairy
A fairy
wings
gets
chopped
her
off.
wings chopped off and sulks about it for years, goes on a rampage, and regrets a lot at the end.
I can't even think of a movie about a fairy. Damn sure can't think of a movie about a fairy with no wings getting chopped off. I don't know. Peter Pan. It's got a fairy.
Peter Pan. It is not Peter Pan. Bobby, for the steal, do you know anything about fairies? Good fairies, bad
I
fairies,
thought it was.
just
I
fairies.
thought it was Peter. I thought it was Peter Pan.
It's
Can
not
you
Peter
try
Pan.
it, Bobby?
But
So, Bobby, what's your guess?
my guess would be a fairy that gets her wings chopped off and sulks about it for years, goes on a rampage, and regrets a lot at the end.
This is terrible, dude.
Oh
Give us a
man!
guess, Bobby. Where's this countdown?
I'm gonna make a guess here, and that's Fern Gully.
It is not Ferngully. Daniel, do you want to make another guess?
Yes, I'm gonna go. What is the tooth fairy?
Incorrect. It is not the
right.
Tooth Fairy. Bobby, would you like to make another guess?
Yes. Is it a fairy? Oh my gosh!
We've named all the fairies. Damn it! Shut up.
You haven't named all the fairies. You haven't named all the good and bad fairies.
Is this? No.
No
There's
question.
all types of fairies.
What's your guess?
I know that my guess is gonna be. Is it this? All types of fairies. Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
Pass.
Go to Daniel. I need
Daniel?
to think.
I'm gonna also pass. Go back to Bobby. Let's skip it.
Well,
No.
we're gonna have to skip it if y'all don't give me an answer.
Um,
Think about all the good fairies that are out there, the good kind of fairies.
fairies?
Yeah, you know.
Fairy.
Y'all name some good ones. But there's other
Like
good
what
kind of
year?
fairies
Give us a
out there.
year.
No, don't give us a year. I don't know nothing about it. That ain't
This
fair.
one actually spans all sorts of decades because it's a
Oh Jesus.
long running story. But let me just say it this way.
Tinkerbell.
There's all sorts that would be Peter Pan.
That-
Well,
Let me
she
just
might
say
have had
this.
her own movie.
There's
might have had her own
all
movie.
sorts of fairies, including godmothers and godfathers and all sorts of fairies.
Oh wait.
Stop giving extra hints.
First, hey, first one to guess it. I don't care. But y'all get a shot. That was your
Cinderella.
last clue.
Cinderella.
Not Cinderella.
That's it. That's enough guesses.
Snow
Come
White.
on. Shut up. Skip it.
Skip
What
it.
is it?
Skip it. The answer is close. Maleficent.
That's
have
Wizard
no
of
idea.
Oz.
Maleficent. No, it is not.
It's not. What is it?
It's Snow White.
I said Snow White.
You said it after the fact, but the movie is Maleficent
Yeah, I've never seen it.
because specifically that's the
The wicked or the
well,
evil-
that's she was a fairy and then got her wings cut off, and so she became
There
I
were
see
fairies in
wings.
Snow
she
White.
became a villain.
I see wings.
But the fairy godmother is the good fairies,
Fairy godmother. Okay,
fairy godmothers.
gotcha.
So,
Yeah,
next
totally.
one.
This one's for Bobby.
Bobby, this goes to you. A balloon helps a boy cope with the loss of his brother.
I don't even want to give you my first guess because it's shady.
Oh, you terrible person. Say it. Say it, you monster.
Oh
my God.
Say it.
Boy. It.
You monster. You're terrible. Hey, go elsewhere, you two.
Daniel?
It is not it.
A balloon helps a boy cope with the loss of his brother. What is this kind of description? No wonder it's badly explained.
No, it's a good one. A balloon helps a boy cope with the loss of his brother.
Not it. A balloon?
I don't know. I'm passing.
A balloon.
I can't even think of it.
Think about the definition of what a balloon is.
There's a ton of balloons. A blimp? Hot air balloon?
But no, hang on. The balloon element is like oversimplified. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't overthink. Like, the balloon element is what's going to make you stumble.
Right.
A balloon is a simplification of the character.
Gotcha.
It's not just a balloon.
Gotcha.
But a balloon is an oversimplification of the character. So what is a balloon?
Something filled with air.
Okay.
Is it still on me or is it on?
Yeah, is it on me or Daniel?
Both of you. So either one, whoever guesses it first gets
a balloon helps a boy cope with the loss of his brother.
Hold on, let me Google it.
No.
Don't Google it, you cheater.
Man, I think I'm overthinking this one.
I think I am too. And I have a movie, a Disney movie. Damn it. I had a movie and it's not a Disney movie. So I'm glad you said that. What's that movie with the dude that makes a fucking basketball into a face?
Oh. Oh, you're thinking Castaway. That was a volleyball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he didn't lose a brother.
Well, I didn't fucking remember the movie.
Wilson. I honestly don't know. I'm lost.
Yep. Well, let's skip it.
All right, we're going to skip it. For those of you listening at home, the answer is Big Hero 6.
Never
in my life seen that movie.
What? Tragic. All right, last one.
4-3. This is a tie.
This is either for the this is worth 2 points and it's going to Bobby. So Bobby, you get.
Wait, it's my question.
I'm kidding. How about this? Daniel, if you get it, you win. If you get it wrong, Bobby gets a chance to steal it for 2 points and beat you.
All right, so this question wins.
In a world where everyone is special, a girl finds out that she is more special than everyone else. Also, she likes to jump off of moving trains. I'm not even sure you guys have seen this movie.
Fantastic Four.
That's the funniest part. Incorrect. Bobby for the steal.
Tomb Raider.
Incorrect. Daniel for the win.
In a world where everyone is special.
She likes to move off and jump off moving trains.
Here, hold on a second. Let me take this off too. I want to make sure that I'm reading it properly. She also she likes to jump off moving trains. What?
Like I said, I'm not even sure you guys have seen this movie.
Have you seen it?
Part of it. It's a trilogy, though.
Oh Lord!
It's a trilogy.
Yeah.
And does she jump off trains in all of them?
Yes.
Oh my God!
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass. And if Bobby can't steal it, give him a timer. If he can't steal it within the timer, I'll win the game. Let's get it.
I'm gonna guess.
In a world where everyone
is special, everyone else, a girl finds that she is more special than everyone else. Da Vinci Code?
No.
Give him a timer, damn it, Josh. You did it to
It's
me.
a teen drama, not drama, but
drama?
action, not drama action.
Kim Possible.
That's a cartoon.
It's a movie.
Teen
It's a Kim
action.
Possible movie.
Is this Little Mermaid?
Incorrect.
I give
Any
up.
more guesses? All right, I'm going to give you the answer. The answer
Daniel
is,
wins.
like I said, I don't think you've heard it. I don't think you've seen it. Divergent.
Nope.
Never.
Isn't that a book?
Yeah, it's a book and a movie series. It had 3 movies.
Well, Daniel, you win this week's.
Yeah.
There you go. Movie
How do I
plots
beat you in movies?
explained badly. There you go.
Next time we need to do country songs badly explained.
Well, we could have some fun with this trivia. I'm telling you, we can do a lot of good stuff here. So we're going to have some fun each week.
Well, before we get on to our last segment of the evening, I do want to remind people to like, follow, share, subscribe,
Unsubscribe, resubscribe.
comment for sure.
Definitely
we
comment.
need more comments.
Lots of comments.
We need some comments. About
good comments,
ideas for
bad comments.
Yeah.
We need some draft comments, like some
constructive criticism, destructive criticism.
Tear us
whatever
down.
you need to do.
Tear us down and we'll build ourselves up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get
but
it.
also head over to www.feedonprimal.com and use code Chubby for 15% off.
And feel free to also comment like roasts of Daniel being the +1. If you can think of any great +1 jokes, go ahead and shoot them at Daniel because he needs to hear them. Keeps him humble.
Even if like the +1's the prettiest, that's the thing.
But no,
that's tragic that you believe that.
I mean, just look at that face.
This week's weekly. Today we started this episode off with Joshua telling a story about his venture down video games and using a Sega. This week we bring you our top 5 all-time Nintendo video games.
Oh, I'm so excited.
We need a randomizer.
It's just the 3 of us. So I figured let's rock, paper, scissors this bad boy.
What?
Yes, it's just the 3 of us. Let's rock, paper, scissors it.
Oh my God.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then call out as you throw it. Okay.
All right.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Scissors.
Rock.
Scissors.
Rock.
Okay.
I'm
first.
first.
Bobby get the first point. So Bobby, you go first. Me and Daniel.
Hey, how about now? Since there's 2, I can have you guys choose a number.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, between 1 and 10.
All right.
Daniel, go ahead. Pick a number.
Go ahead.
5.
6.
The number was 7. If you can see that.
Aha, there it is. I'll take pick number 2. I want to be right in the middle.
So you want to be pick number 2. Daniel's last. I'm first.
I get 2 picks, though, right? That means I get 2.
Yeah, back-to-backs. You both have to do back-to-backs.
And he does 1. I do back-to-backs. He does 2 the second time.
He'll do back-to-back when it comes
on the way back
him.
through. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's get into this weekly draft. My first pick. 9007. Did you hear it?
I heard 007.
That's messed up, bro. How are you just gonna right out of the gate go
It's a
007?
no-brainer.
That's messed up, though. That's messed up. All right. Well, that's fine. It's a great one. GoldenEye, 007. But then if you're going to leave it, then with the number 2 pick, I'm going to take the greatest, the GOAT of the Nintendo world, and that's Mario.
Which one? There's numerous ones.
Super Mario, the Mario of the Mario Brothers.
Daniel, 2 picks.
Y'all left 2 of the greatest games ever made. And that is The Legend of Zelda. And that is Pokemon.
So the characters that you're taking. Wait, are we doing games or characters?
Games.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Wait, but like for what system?
It
Or just
doesn't matter.
overall
All Nintendo.
Gotcha.
All Nintendo.
Okay, gotcha.
So Legend of Zelda and what else?
Pokemon.
Okay. Pokemon. Fair enough. Well, then I will take. I'm gonna take Donkey Kong. Give me the Donkey Kong games.
I'm gonna go with my second pick being WWF No Mercy. Because that was the very first game I played on N64. And my third pick is going to be Mario Kart 64. Joshua?
So I have this game, and I defined the title of it. So this is going way back. Okay, so I did, and I'm going to make a slight edit because the Super Mario. Did I clarify? It was Super Mario World.
Super Mario World.
You said that. You
like
did
Super
say
Mario.
World.
Okay, Super Mario World, as in like the Super Nintendo version.
Okay.
Remember that one?
I put Super Mario World.
Had Yoshi on the cover. Yeah. Okay. So Super Mario World. And then I was trying to remember the name. This one was called Mario. Super Mario RPG.
Oh, I didn't play that one, but I know what you're talking
This was a personal favorite of mine. It was so much fun.
Daniel, 2 picks.
I'm first going to go with Super Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Bros.
Yep. And then my second pick was originally Mario Kart, but some Steven Thief.
You're welcome.
Stole. So we're going to go with. Oh, my. I need to look at my game case. Hold on.
Your game case?
My Nintendo Switch case. We're going to go with Mario Odyssey. I got to give me a Mario in there.
All right.
The GOAT, like you said, I got to get one in there.
I'm disappointed that I let it fall all the way to the third pick. But third pick for me, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Isn't that the first one?
Ocarina of Time is not the first one, but it is the one that I grew up playing on the
Ocarina
N64.
of Time. Oh my god.
Ocarina of Time. Oh man, it was where it was at.
I'm gonna guess how to spell that. So Ocarina.
Ocarina.
The problem with that
Time.
is I didn't know we need to specify games, and that is
You
the
said
game
Legend
that I
of
was
Zelda.
talking about. Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Legend
So
of
you
Zelda,
wanted
Zelda Ocarina of Time is what he's talking about.
Ocarina of Time specifically was the one you wanted.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the one I was thinking of.
That's
I didn't
fine.
know we needed to
That's
specify.
that's fine. You can have that. I will take then Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, the newest one, because that is also another freaking.
It
great
actually
one
might be the best
in
one.
the series. I would agree
Breath
with
of
that.
Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild for me.
Well. Trying to think. Well, I liked this game only because it was on the N64 and also I believe it was on the Wii. And Joshua, Heather, and I played this regularly. And that game is called Mario Party.
Yo, let's go with some Mario Party.
I bet you couldn't get that for a game night. And my last pick, I'm going to go probably my second fighting game that I ever played. My first game was one for Sega and then Mortal Kombat, of course, but everybody played that. This one was called Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2, baby. I remember I played more Mortal Kombat, but man, Street Fighter 2 was a lot of fun too.
The other one I used to play, it used to be at the Taco Hut. It used to be an arcade game. It was for Sega, I do believe. It was a lot like Mortal Kombat, but it was.
Oh, was that Killer Fury or?
If you said it, I'd be like, yeah, that's it.
What? Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct.
It was for Sega.
I remember Killer Instinct. That one was wild.
And they had the game, the arcade style game, at Taco Hut.
What kind of game was it? Who was in it?
A combat game.
It was a lot like Mortal Kombat, but not Mortal Kombat. I'll Google it.
All right. My pick for number 5, right? This is our last round?
Yep.
Okay. So pick number 5 then for me. All the way at the bottom with the value pick that should have been picked way earlier than this. Give me that Wii Sports, baby. Give me Wii Sports.
Which one? There's so many of them now.
Wii Sports Original. Wii Sports Original.
Like
with bowling.
Wii Sports Winter Olympics.
Original.
Amazing.
Daniel,
Wii Sports is just good all around.
Daniel, pick number 5. What you got?
Pick number 5, Super Mario 3.
Ha ha. Nice.
It's my personal favorite because I played it so much as a kid. I just knew that it was deep down in there and nobody was going to steal it.
That's a good list, bro. That's a good list. I like it.
It'll come to me, but it was a great game.
Just went off Pokemon alone. Somebody didn't take Pokemon 1.
Now, wasn't there like a couple Pokemons? Like Pokemon
There's been so many.
Stadium? Pokemon Stadium.
Which one did you claim?
You just said Pokemon.
Yeah, I didn't pick one because that's at the same point I didn't know I needed to pick a certain game.
Pick one now.
Well, let's go with
alienate yourself.
Let's go with.
I was just gonna guess Stadium because that's the only one I ever played.
Let's go with Pokemon Sword and Shield. This not the newest one, but the one.
The OG.
No, wait. Let's go Scarlet Violet. Scarlet Violet, the open world Pokemon game that's currently out right now.
Do you think that's the biggest? You think the open world element's the biggest element?
I only played one of those. It's Pokemon. It was Pokemon Stadium.
Cool.
And then for Game Boy, they used to have the Pokemon trading card game. I hated Pokemon.
Well, there you go, folks. There is our draft.
Yeah, you guys don't remember WWF's No Mercy for, I think it was N64. And then they had WCW NWO Revenge. You remember that?
That was fun, man.
Classics. But no, I think that calls this an episode. I mean, we did pretty much what Jordan would have done, only I feel it was equivalent. Not as fun, but equivalent.
Yeah.
We need Jordan. We need our fourth leg.
Yeah. It's Chubby Buddies is weird with 2+1. We need the 3+1. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
3+1.
We're -1 this time. All right.
Yeah, we're minus. Well, we're 2+1, Daniel. Let's be honest.
No. -1.
We're 2+1. Don't oversell yourself, bud.
Wow.
Like I said before, like, comment, subscribe.
That's the podcast. We love you guys.
Hit the bell.
Unsubscribe.
Subscriber count. I don't even know what it is. I haven't been paying attention, but I'm sure it's low, but I don't care. Primal.
It's growing every day.
www.feedonprimal.com. Use code Chubby. And then head over to XWE's Facebook page for local show times and events.
Oh, and also, shut up, Red.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, before we guys actually head out, we'll head on chat after this. But I appreciate you guys coming in and carrying the weight for Throckdaddy.
Oh, my back hurts a little.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.